Hey, what's going on, True Blazer fans? It's Tori back with another game recap. We're going to be recapping this huge win against the Los Angeles Clippers. This was a big game for us to carry that momentum over from that Toronto win a couple games ago, and we got the job done. So I'm actually separating my 30-game player review from my game recap because I just recorded my 30-game player review and it's too long. It'll go over 10 minutes, so I can't put it in the same video as this game recap. So that means that Blazers Pulse, which I've wanted to drop the past couple of days, will probably be postponed till tomorrow, but if I'm able to edit this fast enough, it might be coming tonight. Also tomorrow we got our first trade idea video. So I'm dropping a lot of content lately. I hope you enjoy all the work that I'm putting into this for you guys. Now, I was very impressed with the way the Portland Trail Blazers played early on in this game. Just cutting, just beautiful basketball that I've been asking for all season long. And it's a world of difference these past two games compared to how we were playing before, just in terms of ball movement and player movement. This was probably the best style of basketball that we played offensively in this Clippers game. Defense, that's a whole nother topic because we gave up 127 points. I would like to see us play better defense, but if we have to score 128 and 131 to win games, then let's do it. In order to do that, we got to move the ball, we got to cut, and backdoor cuts were phenomenal during this Clippers game. We were really setting them up well, we were cutting hard. It wasn't like we were going through the motions, but just in terms of ball movement and player movement as a whole, it was beautiful to watch. Now, we did run a lot of our basic sets that I'm still not a huge fan of, but we were getting decent shots out of them. I know that I give a lot of flack towards our variety of sets, but that doesn't mean that they can't get good shots. I think a lot of it is just guys not simply going through the motions, guys not running 75% through their sets, because I think that was an issue when we were losing games. I think these sets can work if it's not a great defensive team and we're actually committing 100% energy to our motion and our actions in these sets. A big thing I noticed is sets weren't really breaking down, and if they did, then we were moving the ball, then we were cutting. The biggest problem is when our sets break down, then we stand around and look for Dame or CJ, or sometimes Evan Turner to bail us out. But not only were sets not breaking down like they normally do, but when they did, we were playing a good style of basketball and we were making the right decisions in order to still be able to have a good offensive possession once those sets broke down. We were still down in the third quarter, which was kind of disappointing, gave up another lead, but then Damian Lillard turned it on. He's been playing phenomenal these past 10 games. He had a super efficient night. At one point, he was something like 10 for 16 and 6 for 6 on threes. He finally broke out of that slump that he had a few games ago, and it's a lot of fun to watch Damian Lillard going off like he did during that third quarter last night. Those are the moments that I live for as a Portland Trail Blazer fan. Those are the moments that have me getting hyped at my TV, talking to Dame through my TV. Let's go, Dame. I'm definitely one of those fans. So that was a lot of fun. Portland took care of it down the stretch. They almost blew an 18-point lead, which is frustrating. We had two double-digit leads during this game that we basically blew. They cut that 18-point lead down to 2. We can't be giving up those leads. I think a big problem we have is we kind of stray away from the ball movement and the player movement that got us our 18-point lead. We revert back to what's easiest, which is not doing either of those things, and then our offense struggles, and then we give up a lead. We just have to fully commit ourselves to playing a good brand of basketball. Pushing in transition, looking to set screens for players in transition and in the half court if sets break down, moving the ball, moving players, cutting and cutting hard. I feel like if we just committed ourselves to playing that brand of basketball and gave a little bit more focus and played better on the defensive end, then we could be an elite team in the Western Conference and probably a top 3 seed again. However, I still expect it to be inconsistent. This game tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies, we could revert back to playing that same crummy type of basketball that we were playing before that Raptors game. That's the thing with this team. They'll give you a sense of hope. It'll seem like, oh, look at them. They're finally moving the ball. They're finally moving players and they're having good results. Surely they will actually commit to doing this full time, right? Because it's obvious it helps them win games, but then they won't. So be prepared. You know, it's fun. Enjoy the wins for sure. But as always with this team, you can't get too high and you can't get too low. This team will break your heart and then make it up to you with a box of chocolates and flowers and everything you could ever want just to break your heart again. So I try and keep it pretty even keeled and call things how I see them in the moment, and you'll definitely be able to notice that in future game recaps. Coming up next, the Portland Trail Blazers have the Memphis Grizzlies, and this was a game they recently lost when they were playing terrible. I called it the worst played game of the season. We were very stagnant, and we didn't play good defense. Memphis just missed an awful lot of shots. Hopefully, we're able to show the Memphis Grizzlies that we can play a completely different style of basketball than that. If we just play the way we've been playing the past 2 games, I think this is a game that we should win. It would also guarantee that we would be over 500 going into January, which I have set as a goal for us given how hard our early season schedule has been. When we get into January, the schedule gets a lot easier. So if we're able to be 2 games back of 3rd place after already having a huge slump and playing a hard schedule, I think that's kind of promising. If you're able to combine that with hopefully an impactful move at the trade deadline, as well as us fully committing to this better style of basketball that we've been playing, then once again, I will be bought into the Portland Trail Blazers, and hopefully this time they fulfill some of their promise. So that's all I got for this game recap. Hopefully we get this win tonight. It would be huge to start off a 3-game winning streak and start off this homestand on a good note before we go on the road for Christmas Day against the Utah Jazz. So I hope you have a great day, true Blazer fans. Peace out. Go Blazers.